Okay, just let people work. Yeah, there we go. Just
I
let.
do. Yeah, in my end, Kango throws in a very funny position.
Oh, yeah. We'll just wait until people reload and are ready to
I mean,
watch.
I think I'm good.
Um, yeah. So, hello everybody. Welcome to what was this called again? It's some sort of a
Old school essentials.
yeah. I was thinking of like more generally, like there was a bit of acting mixed into gambling,
Island
right?
world.
That was it, yeah? Like acting and gambling mixed together in a.
Let's just go, please.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, welcome to Old School Essentials.
Whoa.
Um, with me here is Mr. W.
You caught me in the middle of drinking my tea.
Okay.
Oh, like, I can go, come on.
And Kanga Fango.
Hello. Welcome.
Jamie will not be joining us today. However, they will next session, as far as we know.
Hopefully.
Because
Fingers crossed.
yeah.
Although that will be Friday, so.
Well, I said next session, not
yeah,
next
not
Friday.
next week. Not next week.
Right.
But yeah.
So I guess we'll introduce the players and then do a quick recap of the bits that I remember.
And we've just introduced the players.
Well, I meant the characters.
Okay.
So campaign art, and then I need to switch over to full screen.
I should put my backstory in with my actual character.
You should do.
So this is our cleric, who's the character is still here, but I'll be rolling for her because Jamie isn't here to do that.
Amare.
Yes. And then we have Tobias.
I'm a paladin. I'm a dwarf. I'm a member of the Order of the Peace. I became a paladin because my wife passed away and put me in a deep depression, which the religion of the Two Peaks, which is the main sort of religion of the area, that sort of saved me and helped me. I should be on break to enjoy the festival because it was my late wife's favourite time of the year, but alas, I am caught between these two chuckleheads.
You chuckled a lot yourself.
I was
about
with
it, quite
Bassin
frankly.
and Ethel.
I do have a head, yes.
And Ethel.
So, and then
Yeah.
last but not least, we have Lenros.
Kittlewash. Hello, yes. I play Lenros Kittlewash, the human acrobat.
Good. Great.
Cool. And that's all the backstory we're getting.
Well, I mean, it's
watch
just
the previous stream
yeah,
for more backstory.
it's just character introductions and then.
I don't want to repeat my entire backstory
Yeah.
to these people.
Right. So, hello,
These
Moni
people.
Mahogany. Welcome.
Heyo.
Yes, I need to reach out very quickly. Kangafango's here. Yes, of course. I'm here and playing. Moni Mahogany is here. RP. Yay. Hello. Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Role playing is finally back
Yeah, they've been
for one
they've
session.
been waiting for
It's-
this, I think.
It might be the last session of the year. We'll see.
So,
We shall see.
last time. Well, I'll do a very quick, brief recap of the previous stuff. So, the campaign started just about at midsummer. As you already mentioned, there's some big festivals there. In preparations for that, you met some NPCs, including a young elf named Young Bassin. By young, I mean maybe around 60 years old or something like that.
Young and elvish terms.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he's really, really into archaeology and the past and mysteries and figuring stuff out. So
And his wife Ethel.
he's not. No, they're not married yet.
Girlfriend.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah. So
So far.
exploring the woods, you found an old, like waystone sort of thing with old elvish symbols on there, which you can being old dwarvish symbols on there. You being a dwarf, you can tell that those are old dwarvish, but
I can tell dwarves, but I cannot remember.
you couldn't read them because
No.
it's too old. There are too many differences for you to be able to read it.
Yeah.
So, upon traveling a bit and spending some time at this festival, some fun stories were shared, and a little bit of research was done into the old dwarf people, which didn't turn up much, but there was a lead to speak with Lenrost's parents, because they are Tangle Keepers, who are kind of these mysterious nature priests of like the old religion sort of thing.
Yeah.
They're druids. But yeah, so that was followed up on. But before they could do that, there was a loud bang and some weird lightning without rain. And as it turns out, one of 4 magic towers along the coast of the island had basically exploded. So there were shards of it all around. Some of these shards were put into a cart pulled by Ethel, the donkey, not the woman. And while pulling that back to the town near Lenrost's parents' house, you were attacked by a little fairy and a weird dog that was had glowing red innards.
Kind of wolfish.
And yeah.
Just a quick thing, Kango, have you joined Roll20 yet?
No, I have not. Thank you.
So
It's been a while.
I think in that encounter only one player character got hurt, because which was Amari. Although because the big dog kept missing its rolls when it did attack.
Thankfully.
Do you have Amari's character sheet?
I do. Question
Okay,
mark?
good.
I think so. Characters.
I think Jeremy...
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah.
Um,
I think if necessary, I believe Jamie is still contactable.
yeah, but I think I've got. I think yeah, I've got.
Okay,
it.
grand.
So yeah, eventually you did reach that little town there by the name of Craggleheath. Spend a bit of time there, and during all of those adventures, you also went up and met with a strange old man who lives in a little hut in a windswept valley by the name of Himp. Now, the Himp is a strange character in that his house is very, very dusty and dirty. There are rats everywhere, and he's completely cloaked in black garb that looks too big for him. And he's cold, like physically cold, speaks a bit strangely, and apparently is quite eccentric.
And an aversion to holy symbols as well.
Well, yeah. And he, apparently, is able to translate the old Dwarvish script, even though, according to Jan Bassin and some other scholars as well, there has never been enough discovered to actually translate any of it. So how exactly he's able to do that has not been figured out. You had some suspicions, but nothing's been concretely proven. Yeah.
I mean, there's the medieval times, so yeah.
Hello, Ways the Tries, welcome.
Yes, exactly.
So,
hello.
well, they had concrete all the way back in classical times.
Really?
Yeah, the Roman. Like,
Shut up.
No, no. Like, the Roman concrete is a really important big thing. Anyway,
Okay.
so,
All right.
yeah, he translated what was on the waystone.
After demanding a drink from us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which turns out to... Which is how you found out that it was a waystone. And the text on it read, walk west and north, cross river, walk down, walk up, reach house by the lake. So that was the kind of latest objective that you were following. So you had made your way back to where the waystone was, dropping off the cartload of rock.
Chunks of the wizard tower.
Yes. At, I think, Amari's place, if I recall correctly. And yeah, you'd made your way back into the woods with young Bassin following you to the Waystone, and you had started following the directions. Now, that's where you ran into a little bit of a snag. Because going west and north from this Waystone
Takes us
led
into
to
the giants.
well, it led to the barrier because the kind of lower area of this island with its two mountains is the domain of the Downsfolk, which is you, and then around each of the two mountains is basically around each of the peaks. There are two areas that are the domain of the mountain peoples. And the mountain peoples are mostly goblins and trolls and giants and people who probably wouldn't talk much before attacking in a situation where someone were to invade their territory. So upon reaching this barrier, which is denoted by these big standing stones, there was quite a bit of discussion as to whether to continue through or not. And then you decided on following this barrier around, because maybe you can get to where this river is that you're supposed to cross without going through this, since it's going around the peak and the peaks. And I believe that is where we last left off, correct?
Yes.
Also, I managed to recall all that without reading my notes, so
Wow.
I'm happy about that.
That is impressive.
Okay, I now actually hold on. I just need to get up the where is it? In resources. Yeah, I need to get up the little thing about how long walking takes across different terrains, because I made a little chart for that.
Is it different whether it's grass or moss?
No.
Good. Okay.
Okay, so you're going through. Okay, it's 3.5. Oh yeah, okay. We're good.
Good.
So, is there anything that I've forgotten about that we should mention before we get started?
So what NPCs are with us? Is Bassin's there?
I was just about to ask that as well.
Where's Ethel?
Ethel stayed behind because
Which one?
because of the charcoal making.
Oh yeah, of course. Both Ethels, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Right. So
Yeah, the screen you see is quite small. Yeah, that's because well, we've got the chat on the right, we've got that window on the top. Well, I've got it on the top, but I can't really make it bigger because otherwise it would take up too much of my screen. Plus, I did also want to maybe put some art above it if when I have some. So yeah, it is intentional.
Okay.
Right, so is that...
We're just encouraging the magnifying glass market in that way.
So that's...
Yeah, okay.
Is that everything before we get started, yeah?
Think so.
I'd say so.
Right. So, which one of you four, is leading the way through this ancient whistling woods?
Probably me.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
it is not going to be that difficult to follow the barrier because the standing stones are placed close enough to each other that it's pretty hard to miss them, because that's kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
Good.
How
So-
far apart are they?
It depends on the location.
Okay.
If it's more of a flat area, then they're a bit further away. If it's a lot of up and down, then they're a bit closer. So you can
All right.
you can see
Always
the
see.
next one.
Okay.
Right. So are there any? Actually, no. That's fine. So I guess
Right.
you just follow the
Barrier.
you follow the
Yellow.
the barrier around.
Follow the yellow big bird.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-dum.
Where's the tries? Says monocle emoji.
Yes.
Pretty much.
So I think, we are just
Yeah.
following. See, so hang on. I think I've got it noted down. Let me just keep that. Let me just keep up that quote from him. Okay.
Do you mean the text?
Yeah. I've got it up now.
I can post it in Roll20 chat if that's easier.
I've got it noted down.
Okay.
In my notes, so it's all good.
Up and down, see where it goes.
So you spend about an hour
I will say I've got some RP that I'd
on the way.
I'd like to do if that's okay.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, of course.
Let's turn to Lenrost. So, what do you think Himp is? Because if he does remember the old dwarven symbols, then I very much doubt he's human.
Well, that's a tricky one. We've not really seen him much, have we? I mean,
No. Did we tell you how he reacted to a holy symbol?
out of character.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure that
If you don't remember, you can just say "don't think so," and then I can just tell you because I remember.
I'm pretty sure that Amari said.
He-
I had to mention it. It's fine. Kangaroo, you can just say,
right,
"Oh,
I say-
well, don't think so."
Well, I don't remember any details. I remember he said a bit. I think Amari said he reacted quite negatively, but I'm not quite sure what happened.
Sort of hissed and backed away quite violently.
Oh goodness.
And if we put the sort of Shadows, would my character know of the existence of vampires, and do vampires exist in this world?
The concept of vampire.
I would say
Yeah.
your character knows about them from stories, so they would be the same sort of myth or legend.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because do paladins in this, do they have the same thing of intensely disliking the undead?
Well, clerics do, so I assume that not vampires, paladins would also. I can quickly look that up if you like. It'll only take a moment.
So a paladin vampire would be like being allergic to human blood.
Wow.
I mean,
Although I came up with an idea for a tiefling paladin in D&D 5e.
yeah, I mean, there are people in real life who are allergic to water, so...
Yes.
Where is it?
We knew one of
Yeah,
them,
we
I think.
did.
Hmm.
So, classes... Paladin.
Platypus.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
so,
gonna-
yeah, you've got...
I mean, I am gonna do it so I don't strictly hate the undead itself, but
Yeah, I mean, you have the turning the undead class ability, which means that
yes.
you have divine power to combat undead.
is that inherent? Like, is that just something that is constantly applied, or is that something I have to activate as an ability?
That is an action.
An action,
Yeah.
right? And I don't think in this they don't get a sort of they don't get detect evil basically, which they do in 5e. The thing of detect evil where they can sense sort of the evil presences.
I
in that
don't
case-
think so, but it might be a spell.
That'll
But
be
but
fine.
as a paladin, you get spells.
Later, yeah.
like at 9th level.
So look to Kango and go, well, I've only heard about them in stories, but putting the pieces together, an aversion to holy symbols, an aversion to light, it seemed in general, because it was quite dark and quite dusty in there. and I don't think any of the windows were open.
Right, interesting. Have you tried garlic?
I didn't have any to hand.
Actually, that's a good point.
There is a non-zero chance that we may be dealing with a vampire.
Right, so
But if that's the case, then why did he not try and just kill us the second we got in?
Well, maybe just ate. I don't know.
Perhaps.
I so get it out. I actually carry around a clove of garlic for good luck. Should have tried it, honestly.
Because we were all in. Yes, we were all in this. We were all in there together. And how big was the little hut that we were in, Paradise? How big was his house, basically?
It was only 2 rooms: the front room and then the curtain with a little back room, in the back, and that was it. Only quite small.
Roughly, how big were the rooms? Like I can't imagine they were particularly big.
It was pretty small. Like there was a table, some chairs, and like some chests and a shelf on the wall. But it was like a little lodge, basically.
Like the quarter of a basketball court.
That's the American way of measuring things, a basketball court. Well, I mean, you were close enough to him that he would have felt the garlic if the stories are accurate, which, like most stories, they've been twisted so much that they're only barely true.
Well, it was in my pocket. I don't know if he'd have smelled it.
I don't know. But anyway, that's not really important right now. But I'd advise just keeping your guard up around him.
Yes, good advice there. We don't know what he is really. Got theories.
I suppose as long as he doesn't lie to us.
Again. Yeah.
Again, yes. I suppose as long as he doesn't lie to us or try and get us killed, we'll be fine.
Hopefully, yeah. I hope what he said about actually knowing the old dwarven script, like the old dwarven language, actually true.
That was another thing. Like how if this is accurate, then
yeah.
Question, shout out how. Because dwarves don't in this sort of universe, elves don't live as long as because elves don't have the lifespan of dwarves, do they? Isn't it theorized in lore that dwarves were one of the first creatures?
So, first creatures, yes, but in terms of lifespan, the elves are longer.
They are longer, right? Well, the lifespan would explain. Well, the long lifetime would also account for being a vampire, but. Oh well.
How long do vampires usually live?
Where was any of that recounted in the stories, or would you like me to make a check for that, Shadows?
You can make a check. It would. I guess it would be in intelligence.
Intelligence, which is a 4 for me. So I have to. Is it just a D20 plus or minus?
It's
something?
A D20, and it's at or under.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
No. So Bassin at that point chimes in. I'm not sure if that applies really. I mean, if vampires are already dead, then how can they have a lifetime after that? Could you? I'm not very well read in that sort of thing. But I'm just asking, and at that point he almost stumbles over a root because he's turning around to talk to you up front and not watching where he's going.
So I say, it's a good point. So, if we don't have a lifespan after their death, does it just mean they just stay around forever, or what does that mean exactly? Because
the classics for vampires is stake through a heart, garlic. I think decapitation is also referenced, but
right.
So if we need, we can try all of that.
So that means it just after that it just become dead again, right?
You're dead a second time, yes.
Okay. I think I get it.
At that point, Bassin says, "Well, I've got a question. What if the undeath is like in layers? Like, so you go to death, and then you go to undeath, and then double undeath, and then if you kill them, they go to regular undeath, and then if you kill them again, then they go back to normal death? Is that the?"
I've never made experiments with that one today.
First of all, watch your feet. And secondly, I don't know. Like I said, all I heard was the stories. As a part of our duty is to put an end to any undead we come across. But
If it's evil.
if it is evil, yes, although certain paladins can be rather indiscriminate about that, which I must admit I don't love.
Right. Yeah. I guess maybe one day we'll find out about what happens. Hopefully not. We'll see.
Right.
Walking along.
That was nice.
Yeah. So the first hour passes uneventfully, aside from talking. And then the second hour, you come out of the woods where the barrier kind of coincides with the edge of the woods. To your right, the terrain goes steeply up towards the peak of Grandfather. To your left is a quite rocky valley with the mountain of Grandmother rising beyond it. As you look down into the valley, you can see that there is a river and a road there. And looking along the valley to the end, so southwards, you can see the town of Trollend just there, kind of just before the glistening ocean. The road in the valley crosses over the river just after the river splits, because one branch of the river, one tributary, comes down from the valley from Grandmother, the other comes down from Grandfather. You're on the side of Grandfather, and so to continue, you would have to cross this river. There is also one of the road splits. That might be a bit confusing the way I said that. Let me retry. Basically, you've got the river running along the valley, but following it upriver, there is a split in the river where one river comes from each of the mountains. The road that's going along the river crosses over it and continues straight along the valley to the north, but there are two roads that kind of branch off of the road that follow each of the rivers up the mountains.
Right.
Does that make sense?
I think so. What's the width of this river?
The width is only about 10 feet.
Is it quite fast?
It is fairly fast, but it's very shallow. Like you can.
Okay, so it should be fine to cross.
Yeah.
It wouldn't wash us along.
Would crossing it take us over to the side of the
Let me paint it on.
Roll 20. Would crossing it be a strenuous action?
No, not strenuous. Would it take it to us to the side of
Grandmother.
No, the side of
the mountain peoples.
Mountain people, yes.
No. So basically, that is actually the color was wrong. Hold on.
I want to see it. Oh, there.
Why can I not? Is there no undo on this?
You have to select box selected with the pointer tool.
So
delete.
On roll 20, I'm drawing
in the north
here.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got the river going like that, and then splitting off. So it's coming down from one of the mountains here, and from the other mountain there. Then you've got the road that parallels it, crosses over, continues going along the valley. But the road also splits off and goes up there and sort of up there.
So there's a bridge over the river?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the barrier goes like that. And the forest, so this is all forest up here and also down in this area. Now you've been following along the barrier here, and now you're there. So you've been going in this direction. The town of Trollend is somewhere down here. It's a bit further away, but it's somewhere down there, with the ocean being here.
Okay. So where would we have to go? With the little diagram you drawn, where would we have to go if we needed to continue go northwest? Was it northwest? Hang on. Was it northwest?
Actually, yeah.
Hang on. Was it northwest? Yeah. Walk west and north. Yeah.
Yeah. We've walked west quite a bit. We're here now. Could we go?
We figured what we were doing. We were just following the barrier to the northwest.
Yeah. Could we go here and then use the road to go north?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, although I think we're all. I think because in this system we are quite mushy. We're scared to go over to the side of the mountain people.
You don't have to. You could cross the. You could ford the river there and then follow this road down without going over the rocky terrain if you want. Unless it's up to you.
I'd be happy with that.
Okay.
So how do you want to go? It's your choice.
And we wouldn't need to cross over the barrier, would we? Because
No.
Also, of course, the other.
Because if we followed
the
my
other barriers
arrows, we could just
there.
go over to where the road is and then follow that. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
You
so.
could.
I think that might be the safest option.
Sure.
Sure, I'm down.
Okay.
Right. So it takes you. Since you're, I'm assuming, traveling in a safe manner, it takes you.
Hang on. How would we not?
No, I mean, if you're rushing, then you might stumble over stones going down this steep rocky.
Yeah.
So assuming you're traveling in a safe manner, it takes you maybe 10, 15 minutes to get down to the road without stumbling, falling over rocks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're on the main kind of north-south road.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you want to cross over the bridge?
Yeah.
Okay. You cross over a really old-looking stone bridge.
I go first if it looks that old.
Yeah. You're fine.
Good.
Also, you come to the crossroads.
Alright then. We're going north?
North? So you mean this way?
Yeah. Well, that's the only part that doesn't bring us into a barrier.
That is also the way we want to go, because we could go south, but that would just take us further away.
We'll just go to the trail end again. Well, let's say go north and see what we come to.
The road north leads into the Wendings, which is like a low-lying like floodplain where a lot of crops are harvested and planted, a lot of farmland.
Love crocodiles.
And then beyond that is the big town of Stormwatch, which is on the north coast. So that's where the main north road leads.
Have we been to Stormwatch yet?
You have not.
We've heard tales of it, but we've not been there ourselves.
Yeah.
That's the other large town, because the two are Stormwatch and Trollend.
Right. So, yeah. Because it didn't, like, the instructions we were given didn't specify for how long we were supposed to walk in each direction, so
No, it didn't.
not really know.
So
Well, it did say cross river, walk down, walk up, reach house by the lake.
Yeah, so if I've posted the directions again.
Okay, so we have and we've crossed. We've now crossed the river, I believe. Where did you post? Oh, in Roll20.
Yeah, and on Twitch as well. For
Yeah.
the viewers at home.
Like I said, I've got it. So we have crossed the. Did we cross the? No.
Well, you've now crossed a river with
A river.
with a bridge because you went down here, and now you crossed.
Walk down, walk up. If we're doing that, go south and then north, but that would just take us to the same place. So maybe
it's elevation?
Maybe, but like then that would be what, going downhill and then up a hill, which is not how it usually works.
I mean, you have just gone down quite a steep hill into the valley.
Okay, in that case.
I mean, to cross a river, if there's not a bridge, you walk down the slope, cross the river, go up again.
That's true, and we, like Sharadai just said, we do have excuse me, we have just gone down in elevation.
Yeah.
What's the nearest sort of that we can see at least? What's the nearest sort of
lake?
Not lake. The nearest bit of land that goes up.
Well, you're in a valley between the two mountains, so the terrain goes up to your right, where you just came from, towards Grandfather, and it goes up to the left, which is up towards the peak of Grandmother. So it's the two mountains either side, and you're in the valley between them.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes uphill there, and it goes uphill there. So like that.
So I think we just go uphill in the direction that we didn't come from. So go down, go up. I mean, if this is a river, then it either all leads to the ocean, or that we will come to a lake at some point.
Yeah, well, the rivers are flowing down in this direction towards Trollend, where the ocean is.
Right. So not that direction, because that's just the ocean. That's not what we need.
So there's no lake on the way?
No. You can see the river flows down towards the town of Trollend, which you can see in the distance about maybe 3 miles away.
Just straight ahead?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then that's where the bay is, where the ocean is.
Okay, thank you.
So what's the plan?
I mean, we can't really cross a barrier, can we?
Not if we want to stay safe.
Yeah.
And whilst this is all interesting for Bassin's research, I'm not willing to get myself killed or get one of my friends killed.
Neither would I.
Bassin says.
Bassin, what do you think?
He says, "Oh, don't worry about me. I'm quite good at climbing. If we run into anything,
if they grapple us, we're done for."
I'm sure they just rip the trees up without any concern.
I really don't think we'd be able to free ourselves if they'd actually catch us.
No.
Bastin, what do you reckon?
This is something that I've been really interested in for such a long time. And I've been to so many people trying to figure this out, and we've finally got a lead. So I'm going to chase this up. I'm going to do it carefully, of course, but I'm going to chase this up.
Toward Grandmother, then?
Well, that's what the text that Himp
and
translated said. Well, I can't see a lake from here, but the river might come from a lake.
I think obviously we must avoid crossing the barrier unless absolutely necessary.
Actually, an idea. If we actually met someone else who's familiar with how the rivers go, we could ask them if there's a lake further upstream.
We could, but we are quite far ahead now, so it might be wise to just continue going until we find it ourselves.
Maybe. Although if they know and if they say it's not a lake up there, we can not endanger ourselves. I don't know.
So, question: following the river up to did you say grandfather?
Grandmother.
Grandfather's where we come from.
So, following the river up to grandmother, that would not technically take us over. That wouldn't take us over the barrier.
It depends how far up you want to follow, because both of these red lines are the two barriers.
But both the curved red lines.
Yes.
Not the one that goes straight down.
Well, yeah, the curved red lines. So this one over here, and this one over here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we can go towards grandmother without. Well, okay. What's the barrier? Is there a barrier on the way to grandmother, or?
No, we could
both
go all the way here.
Yeah. So both of the peaks, grandmother and grandfather, are in the center of two domains. So one domain each. So there are two domains that surround the peaks, and they're both for those.
I just realized what I was doing. I was looking downwards, seeing the big grandmother, seeing the grandmother and grandfather written in big text, and thought that was that.
Oh, that was no. That's not that's not part of the doodle. That's the map.
It's the ones in the little text.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Well, I suppose if we sort of curve along with the barrier whilst keeping the river in sight, we could see what it does.
I guess so.
So you want to walk up to where the river crosses the barrier?
Yeah, and
to that
basically curve along with the barrier whilst trying to keep the river in sight.
Okay, so you follow the road westwards, well, northwestwards, up to where the forest begins again, where the barrier stones are. Upon reaching this place, you notice that there's a little bit before you get there, you notice that there's a little bit of movement on the road ahead of you.
Oh.
And it seems to be moving away up the road, the same direction you were going. And it stops just beyond the barrier. When you get there, you see that it is a little bit of a larger goblin, or some sort of goblinoid, with quite a big wheelbarrow. The wheelbarrow is full of just layers and layers of lace.
Lace?
Lace, yes, white lace. And he's pushed it up the slope, crossed the barrier, and is now just standing there looking at you.
What's the expression on his face?
Sort of jovial.
Oh wow! So Lenrost says to the others, not to him, but to the others, I say, didn't know that a wedding planned today.
Also, it is worth noting that he did come up from this valley road, so and then went into the mountain people's territory.
So
however,
he crossed the barrier.
Yeah. However, it is known that they've got to cross over here to get from one to the other. Which technically is in violation of the treaty, but they've kind of got to do that to cross over.
So why isn't the
Okay, in that case,
why isn't the path itself, like the connection, why isn't that a neutral zone sort of?
Well, that's kind of what it has become, how people traditionally treat it. However, legally, so to say, the treaty says otherwise.
So legally, they wouldn't even be able to cross between.
Legally, no, unless they risk getting attacked.
Right.
So as he's standing there and you're standing there, he then picks up a bit of a larger pebble, and he throws it at you and laughs.
Yeah, sure, I'll join in. I'm going to pick it up and throw it back to him, just sort of trying to make it land just in front of him, like not actually hitting him.
In the
Wait,
lace.
Okay.
When he threw it, was it the intention to hit us and just missed, or was it just in our direction?
Could be either one.
Right.
I mean, you've got a suit of armor.
That is it's only leather.
Oh.
It's not full armor.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think. No, it's not, because in the character thing, it's just leather.
Okay.
So you want to pick up the stone and throw it, yeah?
Yeah, just sort of have it land like 5 feet in front of him, almost like what you do, if you're always like trying to play a game with someone in a way.
Yeah.
Okay. Throw it, lands a bit in front of him. He jumps and hides behind the wheelbarrow.
Oh, bless.
And then several more stones just get chucked from behind the wheelbarrow in your vague direction.
I can't speak Goblin, can I? You can speak Goblin, can't you?
I know common and law. Or was that to Bassin?
Yeah, no, that was to you, Kango. Common and what, sorry?
Common and law, because
The lawful language.
lawful is also the language in this.
Yeah, alignment languages are a thing.
Right. Do I think no, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know any language.
You could ask Bassin.
Bassin has no idea.
That other goblin that we came across, did he speak common, or did he?
He didn't say anything.
He just attacked.
No, he just attacked us.
you.
I just sort of I can't think of what to say. I'll sort of just hold my hand up and say, "We're not here to hurt you. I understand that you need to cross the barrier to get here. We're more than happy to just let you do this in peace. Just let us get on with ourselves, all right?"
He steps out from behind the wheelbarrow and he puts his hand out as well and then mimics what you said, but somehow you get the feeling that he mimics it in a mocking way.
Oh no.
Sort of turn to Ganga. Sorry. Should we just continue on? I don't think he's worth the time. I mean, if he's just gonna, take the piss.
He might actually attack us if we actually continue on.
Well, it depends which way. So if
Is he still on our side of the barrier?
no, he crossed the barrier. He very quickly rushed over and crossed the barrier before stopping.
Okay, good.
Now, so there are
can,
three main ways you can go. You can either follow the road, but that would parallel the river, follow the river, but it would cross over through the barrier. Or you could follow the barrier left at a 90-degree angle to the river, or right at a 90-degree angle to the river.
That's the thing, we can't really follow the river if we don't cross the barrier.
Well, I was thinking we just sort of go alongside the barrier just while keeping the river in sight.
Well, yeah, but there's forest around. Not sure if we can.
Does the river cut through the forest?
Yeah, the river comes out of the forest.
I mean, you can see on the drawing, top left, there's the green thing's the forest, the green squiggles, and the blue thing's the river. So
If we weren't so mushy, I would do this.
level 4, I mean, yeah.
I've got what, like eight hit points or something. I honestly, I think we go
I've got 4.
we go into the forest just whilst trying to keep to the general direction of the river and just try and estimate and where it will be. I don't think we can miss going across. Actually, could I make a roll to see if the goblin has any weapons on him?
I mean, just looking at the guy, he doesn't have any weapons. However, his claws do look pretty sharp.
He's got a pocket mace.
He's just wearing a loincloth.
Oh, oh god. Okay, damn. Oh god. Yeah, I think we just.
The goblin laughs and, feeling quite protected by the barrier, kind of with his hands mimics the symbol of the two peaks, and then gives a rude gesture.
How far is it? No, that
So
would.
does
No,
he
that
know
would-
sign language?
I mean,
What, Kango? What did you?
rude
Kango,
gestures
what
aren't hard to.
What did you think he's making, Kango?
This is alternate history, don't know.
Where the thumbs up is considered the ruling.
Yes.
I sort of glare at him for a second and then say, "Yeah, I don't think we can risk crossing the barrier quite yet. I think we just try and go up. Was it west or north to follow the river? Because you said we could follow it. Yeah, you said we could somewhat follow it without crossing the barrier.
Well, so
We're right up against the barrier now.
yeah, so
Yeah.
the barrier goes at a 90-degree angle from the river at both sides currently. However, I suppose you could make an intelligence check, both of you, to see if maybe when you were higher up on the other slope, maybe you got a general idea of where there was a clearing in the trees where the river might have flowed.
So it's at or under?
Okay.
Yeah, at or under.
What's your intelligence? Because mine is woeful.
Mine's 11.
11. Could you just do that? Just so in case if I get a really bad score, I won't suffer any consequences.
You can
won't.
both try it if you.
Oh, well, I'm not. Okay.
And what would happen? No.
Alright. Oh god. Oh,
Hey!
at or under. So yes.
Yes.
So it's 18, 19, 4.
And
Okay.
you were at 83 before.
So, yeah, it looks like, even though the river is at a 90-degree angle from the barrier here, from before when you were up on the other slope, it looked like the river does come more from the north. So it's kind of running along the edge of the ridge a bit, and then it curves down into the valley. So if you turned right and followed the barrier upwards, northwards, then you could keep within maybe 2-ish miles of the river, at least as far as you could kind of gauge from the other slope.
But we can't look that far.
You can't look that far, but
So we wouldn't even see the lake if there was one.
no, you wouldn't.
So I'm not sure if that really.
Well, I think we keep following the barrier up north.
No.
And
That's
just
an-
hope that we we come to a clearing of some sort.
Besson says, yes, it'd probably be a bit safer to go if we do cross the... Looks over at the goblin, and the goblin seems to have no idea what you're talking about.
Good.
Then he assumes, if we do cross the barrier, it would probably be safer to do that away from this road that's probably quite frequented. So
Oh, now you're opposed to crossing the barrier.
I'm fine with crossing the crossing the barrier.
I'm joking.
It's just like I said, I want to do this as safe as possible.
I think we
Yes, I think
we
we
keep
all
going
do.
up north away from this,
Let's go up north then.
and if we do have to cross the barrier, I will be the one going first.
We're stronger together.
Right.
I'm aware.
So
Alright.
you now want to
Let's go up north then. Follow the barrier up north, not crossing it, going along it.
Yeah.
If that's possible. I think it is. It should be.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So let's see. You follow the barrier for another hour and a half along this quite steep rocky incline. So you're going along it, not up or down, but along it. And you can see down on the road in the valley, the north-south road, occasional travelers walking it. But not that much activity in general. It is now
That's ominous.
It is now evening, and the overcast weather turns a little bit of drizzle, and the winds are starting to pick up. And you get to an area where the forest has kind of spilled out over the barrier. So there's a section of the forest that's on safe ground. And this is where the barrier stones, which have been leading pretty straight north, are now beginning to turn northwest, following
around the peak.
Yeah, around the peak. Also, you don't.
Okay, well, it's said to go northwest, so.
So, do you want to continue?
Yeah, I think so.
For how long?
Thing is, if it's gonna be getting
how
dark
long would it take us to walk to where we currently are?
From where?
From the closest place we could get decent shelter.
How much?
The closest place would probably be the village of Berrygate, which is along the main road. Let's see how long that would take.
Because basically, is it worth stopping for now, going to Berrygate, resting up, and then coming back here first thing in the morning and continuing progress? Because we're going to be safer in the day than in the night. You really do have to strategize how, like, when you adventure out with this, because you're so mushy.
So it would probably take you about. Let's see, that would be 3 miles. That's about maybe 4. Yeah, it would probably take you maybe an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 45 minutes to get to Berrygate. And it's now evening.
Only just turned evening?
It is, well, you've still got maybe 2 hours-ish of daylight left if you're out in the clear. If you're in a forest, of course, it's going to get darker sooner.
Yeah. I think we go to Berrygate, rest up, and then first thing in the morning we come back when it's safer.
I agree with that.
Because, and I turn to Bass, and I understand this is obviously very important to you, but I cannot afford you to get hurt over something that is not life-threatening in return.
Well, I suppose you've got more training in this sort of thing than I do.
I know you're eager, but if you don't survive to bring your research back, then it's all pointless.
True. I suppose we should get going then.
All right.
Look, lad, you've got someone in your life who loves you more than anything in the world. I'd advise doing everything you can to make sure you keep that, because I know what it's like to lose a loved one, and it's not something you can afford to lose.
I suppose it just feels like most of the people just have such fleeting lifespans compared to elves that they just wither so quickly. I sometimes forget to think of my own mortality.
Right.
We just go into hug him.
Yeah.
That was really nice. I didn't know what to say to that.
Yeah.
We just hug him.
Right.
Yeah. Aww.
So,
Just group hug everyone.
you go down to the main road as it's now beginning to rain a bit more. It's getting a little bit more tricky to navigate the steep slope down because it's getting wet.
Yeah.
So you get down to the main north-south road and you go north. After about maybe 2 miles going north, you get to quite a wide stone bridge. This one looks a bit newer. And this is where kind of the farmland begins, and there are loads of, like, there's a flat area in front of you where there are loads of hedges and little wooden fences and basically a quite British feeling countryside of farmland. You didn't meet anybody on the road up to this point. After you cross the bridge, and after another few minutes walk, you notice that there is a campsite a camp that's been set up on the side of the road in a little grassy patch. There is a covered wagon, a covered cart, a campfire, no horses that you can see, and there is a man who looks like some sort of construction worker, like a builder, sitting by the campfire. He's got fairly short hair, and he's wearing what looks like some sort of a toga, which is unusual.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, we're not in the city quite yet. We're just
No.
on our way to.
You're on your way to Berrygate, which is a little town kind of in the middle of the farming area
Is it a
around the
village,
Wendings.
or-
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a small town.
So it does have a pub.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Good.
Okay. Are we sort of coming up from behind him? Or?
He's camped on the side of the road, so you're coming from alongside, so at a 90-degree angle to where he's facing. Because he's sitting by the
Right.
fire facing the road, so you're coming from his right. So do you want to interact in any way, or do you want to ignore him? Either
Give
way
me a
is
second.
fine.
Just give me a sec.
Okay.
Right. I will sort of shout out to him. I think I know what to say. I just sort of shout out to him. Hail, sir.
He raises his hand.
Using my arm up as well.
Yep, he raises his hand and says something in a language that kind of sounds like common, the human language, but none of you can quite understand what he's saying. Like, the sounds are the same, but what he's saying, you can't quite make out the words.
Okay.
And then upon seeing Amari, he then says in what you recognize as Elvish, but you can't hear what he's saying. He's saying something in Elvish. And then,
We can't hear it.
well, you can hear it, but, well, do you know Elvish?
No, we can't understand it. Okay.
Yeah,
I
you
don't know
recognize
English.
it. You recognize it as Elvish. Yeah, toga party.
Yes.
You recognize it as Elvish, but you can't understand it. Amari then turns over to you and translates what he said. And he said, he greeted you, and then he said to share the warmth of the fire for the night.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't even make like a check on this because it was only through translation. Could you, DM,
Yep.
As Amari, make a check as to whether or not this man is being genuine or not, or if he has has an ulterior motive. Because obviously, it's going to be less safe resting on the road in a campfire than it is in an actual building with shelter.
Yeah, I mean, I can. So the thing is, even though when with him we did have that, I don't think that in OSE there is kind of a. I'm not sure that it's meant to have a sense motive versus bluff sort of thing. I think it's more so on the part of the players. However, the wisdom thing did state that it's also intuition and that sort of thing. So allowing a check for just kind of a general, if anything kind of seems off about it, that I'm fine with. But
that's fine. Yeah, I'm good with the wisdom thing. Yeah.
So we'll see.
Amara's wisdom.
Yeah. Okay.
What's Amari's wisdom?
16.
No!
Well,
Could I give Amari a penalty?
not quite. But you can. Actually, well. So Amari says that he spoke very politely in his word choice.
How far away is Stormwatch? No, what was it called?
Berrygate, the small town.
Berrygate. How far is
Berrygate is about 2 miles north. So,
and how far is that in time?
Hold on. Gotta get up.
I can just look up 2 miles in normal walking speed.
Well, yeah, but the walking speed in this is faster because there's a specific how many miles can you go on this terrain or on road or off road and all sorts of stuff. So it would take. Hold on. 1 second.
Well, it says here the average time to walk 2 miles is 40 minutes, apparently.
Well, yeah, it is 40. That's what I've just. Yeah.
Nice.
So it would take about 40 minutes to get there.
How's the weather looking? Is it still dry but just quite windy?
No, it is. It was drizzling, but over the course of traveling along the road, it has begun to rain more.
What does he have? Does he have like sleeping bags there, or is it just like the ground and a campfire?
Well, he's got his covered cart. He's got the campfire, and he's got blankets.
Yeah, all right. I mean, if you're okay with that, Kango, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, if Amari says he's polite, and if he seems trustworthy.
Yeah, we can't metagame this too much.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
Well, it's still the characters deciding do we trust this guy or not.
I'm gonna.
But yeah.
Only 40 minutes, and it's raining quite heavily. You said.
It is raining at a kind of normal rain, so it's not light rain. It's not heavy rain. It's just regular rain.
Just rain.
However, it has been gradually getting more and more rainy over the last hour.
If we wait longer, it might transition to heavy rain.
Yeah. Yeah. Or did you say he had tents?
He does not have tents, but he does have blankets.
Blankets.
But we'd still be in the rain though.
Yeah, not if we go underneath.
Underneath the car?
Blankets, yeah.
Oh. Well, I mean the blankets would get soggy though.
Well, I mean,
We'd just be. We'd be covered by blankets, but the covered.
it's taken us so long.
We'd be covered by the blankets, but the blankets wouldn't be covered by anything. They'd just be.
That's true.
Completely exposed to the rain. That's the thing. I don't know. It doesn't seem that comfortable. I don't know. Like we'd still be in the cold. Well.
Yeah. I think keep walking. Actually, thinking about it.
Yeah.
Okay, we just give him a wave, a polite wave as we go by.
I say to Amari to then say to them, thank you for the kind offer, sir, but our stop is Hang on.
Very
But
good.
our stop is not far away.
Okay. So,
Right. Amari, please be polite in your word choice as well.
yeah. So Mari says that, and then he responds with something in Elvish. Amari looks a little confused, and then says,
Oh.
he said thank you, but also he told us that he wished us an easy time carrying all of our belongings when we evacuate. I have no idea what he was talking about.
Is this important?
I'm gonna say to him in common. Do you speak common, sir?
Does not seem to recognize what you're saying.
See, this is what we need. This is what we need Jamie for. Wait, Bassin's still with us, and he speaks Elvish, didn't he?
Yeah.
Bassin?
But there's not much difference between
Yeah,
Amari
yeah.
and
I just like to make him feel included.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything that I say will be to Amari or Bassin to then translate to then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just through.
Yeah. And then go elaborate on that, sir. We're not local.
So,
Yeah.
one of the two translate that,
Yeah.
and then he thinks for a moment, says something, and then Bassin translates and says, "Oh well, he just invited us to sit by the fire again if we want to warm ourselves."
Yeah, this is getting a bit more suspicious.
I agree. Evacuate? What? Evacuate? What does he mean by that?
He didn't elaborate when we asked him to. Yeah, that he's sounding a bit suspicious. Yeah, we're gonna continue.
Let's walk
we
past.
I'd say we walk quite rapidly
Brisk
and
pace.
keeping an eye behind us.
Yeah. Okay. So you continue walking along this straight north-south road. You're going north. The road is kind of built on a little bit of an embankment because to the left and right is quite wet often because it is a floodplain. Some amount of water control has been put in a long time ago to allow for a lot of this land to be farmed. But to the left and right are just hedges, and there are no trees here. Just hedges and fences and fields. And after another 2 miles, you reach the small town of Berrygate. The north-south road continues straight through it. At its northern edge, there's another bridge crossing a river, but also there's a road going right, so at a 90-degree angle right, so going straight east, basically. You do occasionally look over your shoulder looking behind, and there is nobody on the roads.
It's a complete silence.
Yeah, there's nobody coming towards you, nobody passing you. No, you're the only people on the road up to here.
Are there any lights on?
Well, you get into when you get into town, you see that in some of the houses is like candlelight burning in some of the windows, and at this point it is now you've got about maybe 15 minutes of daylight left, but it is quite.
Is there any way to? Is there any sort of check that either of us can do to try and figure out how long the place has been? Well, the place has been seemingly deserted for. Like a wisdom check.
I mean, I can give you some. I can give you some basic clues, or if you want to ask specific questions as a player, then you can do that without rolling, of course. But
can we do both?
Sure, you can roll.
Okay. Well, if you can give the basic information first, and then
Okay.
and then what's your wisdom, Kango?
Wisdom is 7.
7. I'll make the roll in that case because
Good.
mine is 15.
Good.
So the ground is just dirt, which at this point more mud. You can see that there is like fresh horse droppings, like horse poop on there from horses that have been through recently. You can see that there are footprints all around. There's even a bit of smoke rising from some of the chimneys.
Was it not evacuated long ago? Then?
It looks like they're in the middle of it. There's a small market area, and the stalls that are there, some of them still have like the baskets and things on them where they put produce and things for market.
Right. One of the windows, one of the places that still has candlelight in. Could I go and knock on the door, or try and look through a window?
1 second.
It's just in the window they've just got the blinds drawn, so they can't actually look out or look in. And then
Or they could just peek out.
right as you approach the window, they just happen to open the blinds up.
So, hold on. As you look around to one of these windows, you notice that there is, in fact, a tavern called the Sweet Swampberry Tavern.
Right.
And do you want to try and go in there, or?
I mean, try, yes.
Okay. You go up to the door, the wooden door, and you open it, and you see that there are people inside, drinking, some people eating, having a bit of dinner, and it looks like there's a card game going on in the corner.
Right. I turn to the others and I go, hang on. Yeah, you three must be very tired. Settle up and get yourself dry. I'll see if I can get a little bit of information from the bartender.
Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
Get yourself some food as well, if you can.
Will do.
Okay, and how much gold do I have? I'll see about paying for. Oh no, that's my thing. I've got 11 gold pieces, so yeah, I should be fine to pay for something if it costs. So yeah, so I'll go up to the bartender.
Okay, so there's a human woman. She's kind of middle-aged. She looks clean, although her clothes look a little worn out. But she seems happy enough. As you approach, she looks over, says, what do you have then? You look like weary travellers.
We are quite, yes. Sort of turn my head to the others. What would you like?
Cinnamon ale.
To turn to the barmaid and yeah, I make, as long as it doesn't cost too much, I get the necessary stuff. There's no point role playing this.
Okay, so what do you want to get? So just drinks and
just
other
drinks and a little bit, just drinks and a little bit of food, yeah.
Bread and drink.
Okay. Let me see.
Got 11 gold pieces. So
where is the?
I can chip in as well if it's necessary.
if you could, yeah.
Sure.
1 second. Let me find out. It's always so hard to find in this particular section. Is it even? Hold on 1 second. See, this is the issue when you
This is the long bit, yeah.
when you don't play for a while. It takes you some time to find stuff. Okay, so it's for all 4 of you, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bassin,
And
Amari,
nothing, no sort
Tobias,
of,
Glenn.
yeah, no sort of big meal, just
Okay.
a little.
So the
little
drinks,
dinner.
the drinks and the meal would run you about. Let's just say 3 silver because I can't find the actual list. So
I'll pay 2, if that's alright.
You all right?
Okay.
How many silver pieces is it to a gold piece?
10.
it's 10.
It's 10. Okay. So I'm down to 9 silver pieces and 10 gold pieces with a change of 2 silver. And if you want to do the same thing, can go as well with the change.
I've just subtracted 2 silver pieces.
Okay, and when she's done that, I'm going to ask. There was a I believe an elvish gentleman on the road on the way in with a campfire. He spoke about the place needing to be evacuated, and I whisper. I sort of talk fairly low when I mention this to her.
She looks a bit confused and says, "I have no idea who you're talking about. Maybe you can describe him?"
Did I get a decent enough look at the gent?
Yeah.
Yeah, I say, well, he looked to be like a construction worker or something. He had quite a not a lot of hair on his head. He wore a toga. There was I think a campfire near him, some blankets, a cart.
She laughs and says, "You're having me on. Someone in a toga sitting by a campfire out in the rain?"
It sounds ridiculous. I acknowledge that, but back there, a gesture to where he was, and was just sitting there. And
about 40 minutes away from here.
yeah, we tried speaking to him in common. He couldn't understand us, but he was speaking Elvish.
Well, nobody like that came through here, did he, everybody? And everybody kind of is silent for a moment, looks around, and nobody seems to come forward with any sort of information.
Did they listen to us?
Well, it's not that big of a room, so...
No, fair enough.
If this, Alfred, if this was set in modern times, we'll just quickly sketch it and then hold it up to everyone. But yeah.
Okay, good. Glad to know that his warning, quote unquote, was nothing important to worry about.
Right.
I mean, if you say so, whatever you say.
Okay.
And I think after we've eaten and drank, we get ourselves settled for the night and get ready to go first thing in the morning.
Yeah. So if you want a mattress for the night, then that will run you... I don't know, I'm just making up a number here because, again, I can't find an appropriate list for this.
1,000 gold pieces.
No, well, since it's only a mattress, let's say 5 silver per head. So it'd be
silver per head,
2
so
gold.
15 silver for all of us. Yeah, 5 silver per head.
So that would be 20.
Oh yeah, 20. Sorry. I'll pay for mine, but
3 silver per head. Okay.
No,
5.
5.
5.
silver.
Sorry. Okay. I've literally got 5 silver pieces left. Do Amari and Bassin have 5 silver pieces each, or are they paying, or are we paying for them, or?
Well,
You can take it out of Amari's. Out of Amari's wallet.
well, I can't because
You don't have that.
Well, Jamie had written it on with a tablet and pen digitally. So they sent me PNGs with a character sheet, so I can't actually edit the text. But I'll make a note of it. I can make a note of it and then tell Jamie to subtract that.
Do you know what?
In that case, you said that you only had 5 silver pieces left, Kango.
Yes. I mean, I've got some gold, but
right. In that case, yeah, you're fine. I was going to put in my 4 silver pieces, but if you've got gold as well, then
she can give you change here.
Yeah, you can give change.
Okay, so Actually, I could.
It's not that complicated. You'll
There's
get change,
one.
Kangaroo.
Yeah,
It's
so
fine.
there's one. Well, Besson can pay for himself. So
So I'll hand her 1 gold piece, and just say, "Well, it is for me, Namari."
Amari says,
Aw.
"Aw, thank you.
That's all.
How sweet." So
No. You got to do the voice. I just realised you have to
I'm not
do the
doing the
voice.
So, yeah, you get a mattress for the night. There's a kind of behind the inn area. There is a kind of communal sleeping area where there are mattresses that you can spend the night on. There are a few other people who are spending the night here as well. And hold on. One second. Okay. Yeah, the night passes uneventfully.
That's ominous.
The night passes uneventfully,
Oh, no.
and also the rain lets up at some point during the night, and yeah, you can see some moonlight shining in through the window shutters, illuminating a little bit of the room as the clouds have dispersed. So, after
Dark.
after the night's over, you wake up and look around. It's kind of everybody's kind of waking up at the same time, because as soon as one guy wakes up and starts moving around and getting up, that kind of wakes everybody up. So it is now morning on the. I need to update the day. It is now the 39th of summer, so week 6 of summer, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the day is called Mar Day. It is the day of market and telling stories of the deceased, which is well, we'll see, because as you look around, you see that on one of the mattresses, where there was a kind of an older gnome gentleman was sleeping there.
Oh no.
You see that his clothes are laying there, and his equipment, what he had on him as well. But instead of him being there, there's just a bed of brilliantly colored flowers growing there, out of his clothes. And you've heard that this is what happens when a gnome dies, but you've never seen it before. But yeah,
Just sort of take a few moments in sort of quiet prayer to the 2 peaks.
yeah. As the woman comes in and to kind of wake people up who might not have already woken up, looks over and sees what happened, and she says, "Oh no, he was feeling a bit under the weather yesterday. He was complaining about his back aching, but does anyone know what he was called? Where he was from?"
I look her out. So is everyone awake now?
Yeah,
Couldn't tell you, unfortunately.
nobody seems to know.
I don't really want to loot a corpse, but I suppose I could do the police thing and search for identification of any kind.
Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of your
Domain.
yeah.
A duty, yeah.
We could ask the bartender if we should search him, his stuff.
Well, no. I don't think we should ask to search, but yeah, I'm going to sort of yeah, because I'm still wearing the sort of the paladin-esque
Hold up your badge.
symbol. Yeah, with like the symbol of the peaks on it. Well, wasn't it? Didn't we decide on a necklace?
Yeah, I think so.
Amulet thing, yeah.
Yeah, like an next thing. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna. I mean, I think that would be on show anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna sort of carefully go through his clothes to find any form of identification.
Okay. So
This is like in a while.
as you look through his things, you find
Sorry, what was the town called?
this town is called Berrygate.
Berrygate.
Yep.
Might go.
So what you so you find like engineer's tools. You find screwdrivers, wrench, small hammer, that sort of stuff. The only thing you find that might identify him is a little like brass, I suppose, like a little brass plate that says Morpan Automations, Croakton.
Okay, is Croakton a local village?
Croakton is a village on the eastern road in the Frogmarsh area.
Mm-hmm.
That is, you get to that if you take the eastern road out of Berrygate, and that's the road that loops all the way around through Smokeley and Coppice Shale and then back to Troll End. So that loops all the way around on the
grandfather.
yeah, all the way around
In
Grandfather
what direction, sorry?
to the east.
Well, something to do when all this is over to inform the company in assumedly that town that one of their people has passed away. Did we get any sort of indication of what he looked like sort of the night before?
Well,
Or were we just too unfocused on
well,
it?
I mean, he was just an old gnome man. He had a long white beard and didn't see that much else.
Right.
At this point, the woman comes back and gets she got a cooking pot and filled it with some dirt, and then carefully she goes over and takes the flowers and puts them in the dirt in the cooking pot.
Okay.
Wow. Just their cooking pot.
Yeah.
And not to actually cook it.
Okay.
She looks over, says, sir, since you are of the guards, would you take care of the honors of giving these back to Croakton, to whoever his family might be?
Of course.
Okay, so add that to your gear, and it weighs about, weighs about.
Where would it be? Equipment?
Tell you what, no, that would be part of your generic gear, so we can count that as part of the AT, so you don't have to worry about that. Oh, there goes Jamie.
Hey.
Yeah, I forgot.
Off to catch some fresh air.
It's Jamie's night on the motorbike tonight.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why they're not here.
Yeah, so you can
No
add it.
tonight.
You can add it to your gear, if you like, or your miscellaneous stuff. So, what would you like now? What would you like to do?
Well, we got about 20 minutes left.
Up to Croakton then.
Yeah. Well, no, I think I think we go back to where we were, and trying to just continue the way we were going, just continue trying to follow the river. I think we go to Croakton after all this is done.
Let's split up.
No, not when we're mush.
Yes. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to stop you, but the DM probably will.
I am going to stop myself. Okay. Right. So, I guess we'll go off to find a lake then.
Right.
And we'll just
So
give the flowers back
smart.
to Croakton in due course.
so now you've just got a cooking pot with dirt in your pack somewhere.
With the cooking pot?
Well, yeah. Otherwise, the flowers would die if they don't have.
Wait, I thought. Oh, right. So
Is there
the
water in
flower's
there?
not been moved yet. So she just put dirt onto the flowers to keep them
Wait,
Well,
sprouting.
she
basically.
got a cooking pot, put dirt in it, and then put the flowers into the dirt in the cooking pot.
So she planted them?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm always
have
wondering
roots?
would his
Yeah.
family like one of the flowers? Although that's probably gonna
Not all of them.
rot and. I mean, yeah, but taking
Okay.
all of that, I think
It's
if we
just
pass
flowers
here on the
now.
way, we come and pluck one of the flowers if we can, and then deliver it back.
Hey, we could.
Go
Hold
on.
We could do.
I will say that in universe, your characters would know this, even if you don't have that big of a connection to gnomes. Normally, those flowers that sprout up after a gnome dies
Yes.
are kept alive because the belief is that the gnome's life force, when it exits the gnome body, when that fades away and disappears, becomes the life force that the flowers then sustains. So
Aw.
you should probably not pick them or
No.
yeah.
Yeah. So what I was thinking was we could put the brass plate. We could somehow attach that to the pot, and then leave the pot out on the doorstep or something.
You can. I mean, you
No.
can stick the brass plate in the dirt with the flowers if you like.
Just so it's on the pot. So
You know, like when the species, if people put in flower pots, like this is.
yeah, the label
Yeah.
geranium, tulip. Yes.
Only it says more pan automations.
Croakton.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's not the worst idea.
It
Well, we
is. We leave that. We just leave it there and we just inform the necessary people.
So where do you want to leave it?
I thought she had taken the cooking pot.
Well, she'd asked you if you, being
Oh,
a guard,
right.
would deliver
Bring
it.
Sorry.
it to the family.
I thought she just meant informing the necessary people.
Sorry, I didn't make that clear. She
No,
meant
it's
to
fine.
take the flowers, and if you want to walk back on your decision, that's fine because you didn't understand what I was trying to get across.
Does she want the pot back?
As long as the flowers stay alive in the cooking pot, I'm gonna. This is out of character. This is just to the party in general. I'm gonna suggest that we do what we need to do first with Bassin, and come back to this after that's done.
So we'll pick up the pot
Because
then.
looking around a cooking pot is not going to be very fun.
Good point. So we'll just leave it here for now and then come back later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
So she nods and thanks you, and then puts the cooking pot with the flowers in the dirt. And also, are you leaving the brass plate with the flowers? Yeah.
Actually.
So they stay together, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually.
yeah. So she puts it on a high like kitchen cabinet in the in space.
In space.
Yeah.
In space.
So, do you want to now go back to where you last left off?
Back to where we were. Yeah.
Should do.
With 15 minutes left.
Or will we encounter the toga guy again?
Well,
Oh, you can't
You-
there, Kanga.
Will we encounter
we
the toga
don't.
guy again?
who knows?
Oh, God.
So you follow the north-south road south.
Mm.
You come to the location where the previous night he had camped. However, you don't see any indication of anyone having been here. There is no ashes, no fireplace, no rat marks of the wagon, nothing.
Oh, I do hope we didn't just see a ghost.
So, do you want to continue?
With
Okay.
just a sick feeling in the stomach.
So,
Yeah.
you cross over the bridge
Oh God, no.
and follow the road.
Footprints?
No. Well, aside from your own, but
And
no.
we could go over to where the guy was sitting or
No.
whatever.
I mean,
There are,
Yeah, if you-
you only find your own footprints.
yeah, no indication that. Oh God.
Oh goodness.
Right.
So again, hang on. I'll note that down, and so we can, when we go back, we can tell the people, hey, remember that guy who was there? Yeah, he might have been a ghost.
Yeah,
But
that's
then
gonna make
it's
your make your story more believable. Just saying, well, you know that guy we were talking about last night that you didn't believe us about? Yeah, we went past there, and there's no trace of any of him being there. So,
Are we just slowly going mad? Are we just slowly going insane?
well,
Start seeing toga people everywhere.
so you get back to the location on the barrier around Grandmother that you had previously been at, where it goes from going north-south to going northwest. Yeah.
Okay. So where the forest sort of goes beyond the border, down the hill.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do now?
Enter the forest and at the lowest point, then make our way up toward the barrier.
Yep. So you're now at the barrier in the forest. What now?
Is there any sign of humanoid life around, like goblinoid, anything, or are we alone?
And we can't just keep going sort of round it without going back to where we've already been.
Well,
we
you
can
could
go northwest.
Yeah, you could try follow the barrier northwest. I mean, technically, you could follow the barrier all the way around the mountain of Grandmother.
Until we see something, but it's very unlikely we'll. Oh.
Don't know.
So you said you wanted to see if there are any traces of people being around or creatures, yeah? Can I go?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Like squirrels or anything really. If we see any like animal life or humanoid life or anything else.
So just looking around normally, you don't find any footprints aside from maybe some deer that have been through here last night at some point, but you don't find any sort of people footprints.
Right. Can we look up?
Yeah.
Anything.
There's a nice tree canopy up there.
So there's no goblin sitting up there right there? Or?
Not that you can see, but you can roll. You can try and give me a wisdom check if you want to maybe find out more details, potentially.
Okay. That's a 7, so 7 or below. Let's have a look then. Let's have a go. Oh wow!
Hang on, I could have done it. How? Did you succeed?
Yeah,
yeah.
they succeeded.
No, you succeeded.
Yeah.
It's all good.
So,
still thanks though.
You take some more time to look around carefully, and yeah, so the terrain here is quite steep and quite treacherous in regards to like big rocks and boulders and things like that being around, and you don't find indication of people having been through here. So it looks like this place is pretty far away from trails or stuff like that, as far as you can tell.
Right, okay. I relay this to the others.
I can't believe we're doing this.
Wait, are we just following the barrier northwest then? Are we not doing that?
I thought we were going to go across, but yeah.
I thought you were going to go across as well.
Oh.
go.
Like, hold on, what do you want to do? I'm
Go on,
confused.
Kenny.
I'm confused now. What do you want
I
to do?
thought we were just following the barrier northwest, but
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I mean we're still going northwest, like it said.
let's try it. Let's try that first. If it doesn't,
Yeah.
if it doesn't bring us anything, then we can still.
Does Bassin look like he's getting a little bit irritable?
At the moment, Bassin looks excited about a new day of following leads. So
Okay, good.
it's fine.
Fine for now.
The weather is clear and blue skies, and the sun is shining.
Look.
Good.
So you want to continue to follow the barrier then, or do you wanna...
Yes.
He said, I think we're crossing over
Okay.
not quite yet.
So,
Amateur says
Oh, hello.
the only one wanting to cross the barrier is you, W, clearly.
I'm not wanting to cross the barrier.
I think
So-
Bassin is the
It is a
most.
terrible idea for not a suitable cause.
Yeah,
true.
I think Bassin's the most
Bassin is the most-
advocative of this.
Yeah.
So you follow the barrier. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Mm-hmm. Is there anyone else here? Hold on. No, where's the tries still here? Melanie still here.
Yeah, I think people are just sort of just listening in at the moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like a podcast.
So you.
That's basically. Yeah, I suppose. I suppose that's basically what D&D is in a way. Or if you watch D&D being played.
Not if you play it.
So you follow
If you watch D&D being played.
Yeah.
You follow the barrier stones northwestwards for about an hour through the forest. Do you want to go for another hour?
Yes. We said that anyway.
Okay.
That was great.
So you follow the barrier stones for yet another hour. It's now late morning. It's
Are we just coming across nothing interesting
well,
all throughout
it's
this?
just forest, just really old forest with thick gnarled trees and big rocks and boulders that you have to sometimes clamber over. It's now sort of late morning, maybe 10:40-ish. You get to a little stream, well, a little river that flows out of the forest from the peak. So it flows out of where the barrier is and down into the floodplains known as the Wendings.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes out of the forest at a 90-degree angle to the barrier.
Right.
Do you want to cross the stream and continue following the barrier, or what do you want to do?
Yes.
Okay. So you go for another hour. At this point, the barrier stones kind of make a turn to go pretty much directly west, and to the north you can see about maybe 3 miles away the glistening of the ocean.
Can we see Stormwatch?
Yes, but that's a bit further away. That's about 9 miles away. And you can
So the ocean's in 3 miles, and then
So the ocean is to the north,
Directly
well,
north.
north and or northwest in that area.
okay.
Stormwatch is
Northeast.
northeast. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Gotcha. Right. Interesting. Do you reckon we should just head further west then? Continuing or? along
Yeah,
the line?
right.
Okay.
Just have a look.
So after
Or can I keep checking for creatures or keep checking for any signs of goblinoids or any other humanoid life forms, or like can I just do it every once in a while, or like how would that work? Because I do want to keep my eye out.
If you want to, yeah, that's okay. You can do that while walking.
Sure. So another wisdom check.
In this around this area, you haven't actually come across any tracks since the river. Also, after another about half hour of walking, the barriers start to go a bit southwest, and the area of woodland that you've now entered, the trees seem to be far denser and also much taller than previously. This area of woodland also feels darker, and some of the really old trees here, the roots are kind of reaching like out of the ground and arching over before going back into the ground. So they're like these almost like trip
hazards.
Well, yeah, like these trip arches of the roots of the trees as you're going through.
Oh yeah.
Also, it has been quite a lot. Well, about maybe 2 hours or so since you've seen the last kind of trading bowl where the Downs folk and the mountain people put things in to trade with one another. So yeah, it's been about 2 hours since you've seen the last one of those. So this is, so it's now gone just past noon. What do you want to do? Also, I do need a wisdom check from both of you, and I suppose I should roll for Amari as well.
Yeah.
And Basson?
Oh yeah. Amari is
My
16.
wisdom is 15.
Oh, Amari succeeded.
Wow. Yay.
Okay, so I don't even need to roll for
Good. I'm gonna. Oh no.
Mine is 15.
Minus 15. Don't know if I'll be this lucky again. I mean, I've got a 7 in wisdom.
Come on,
I've got you.
Come on.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Asander.
Thanks.
Yes.
So,
Brilliant.
as you kind of begin to forge a little bit into this kind of denser, taller woodland, darker woodland, you do come across wolf tracks and bear tracks.
Oh, but I am going to pull out my sword.
And also, you only really notice it now that it's gone, but you don't hear any birds singing anymore.
Just watch your backs, guys.
I look behind me. What do I see?
You see the trail that you've come from. Well, it's not a trail really, but you see the way that you've come from.
No wolf.
No wolf.
Okay.
Well, if you don't count the one that's cloaked, but...
Okay. Is there a bear?
You also see no bears.
Good.
Good.
Okay.
No little weird goblin things or things that are just a floating head.
Well, there is a big ogre standing there, but... No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Ogre.
I'm joking.
Oh god. Ogre, god. Yes, anyway.
Do you want to continue this way?
Guess so. How far can we look through the barrier? Like how it's really dense, you said, the woodland.
It's like you can look maybe
20 meters.
Well, you can look maybe 30 feet, so about 10-ish meters, give or take. There is quite a bit of undergrowth as well.
Right. So it's quite easy for stuff to hide here.
Oh yes.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
It does. So So are we in the middle of this thicket, or is there like? Can we still look? If we look right, can we still see like the ocean and the
No, you are in just
surrounded by this forest?
Well, yeah, you've gone maybe 5 minutes or so into this really thick forest.
Okay. Well,
So-
I thought it might have only been on one side, but okay.
No.
I see.
It doesn't mention anything about a forest.
Right.
House by the lake. I mean, we could maybe try and find a lake somewhere nearby, but
I think that's the best bet.
and then hope that we find the guy that we're looking for.
You mean the toga guy?
No, not the, no, the fight. Well, it says find house by the lake. I'm
Yeah.
going to assume someone lives in that house.
He's just sitting in a tree somewhere.
Yeah, because otherwise it's not a house; it's just a building.
Yeah, it could be a house. Yeah, sure. So we'll just continue on.
Okay. We have run out of time now,
However,
so I think it's probably a good place to end it, because if you do encounter something, then that might
gonna
take a
take a
bit
while.
of might take some while to resolve.
Yeah,
Either that, or it's going to be tragically quick to resolve.
yeah.
I'm joking. I'm
Probably a
joking.
decent
Are you?
idea thinking up. Probably a decent idea thinking up new characters.
Well, we'll see. So, with that, thank you all very much for watching. You didn't go the way that I had initially planned for you to go.
Which I assume was across the barrier.
Well, that was one of the things I
Yeah.
had prepared for, of course.
You didn't expect it just to follow the barrier, just being terrified of going across.
Well, it's
Well,
It's
we've only
reasonable.
got 3 people, remember?
Yeah. well 4. Bassin also
4,
has
yeah.
some
Mm.
So, yeah. Although it is quite fun that, well, you did discover a bit of world building that I had done around, going up to and around Barrygate. I thought we would only get to, like, far in the future when you go to the north, when you explore the north of the island.
that's
And
fun.
this session is just, right, we're going north.
Barryhead. Not
But you
Barryhead.
Northwest.
Barrygate,
Barrygate,
yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Barrygate.
They're similar. Yeah,
Yes.
so that was fun.
That was fun.
Jamie, if you're watching this in the archive, if you get to this point,
I mean, you're here now.
well, yeah,
You're here now.
but Jamie, I think might want to watch the archive.
Yes.
In the future.
So images is wow.
Yeah. So
Oh
Fun.
wow.
Yeah,
I guess.
that was grand.
yeah, it is really fun to be back. So
It is not lovely.
That
I
was
guess-
great.
Good night, everybody.
Moni says.
Oh,
"Thank you
yes.
So much and good night.
Good night.
Is there anyone else here still? Anyways, the tries and Emichu and Moni. Okay. Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming. It's the 9th stream, by the way.
Yeah.
Last
Yes.
stream of it.
Also, Jamie, since we rested, it's now the 39th of week 6 of summer, which
It's Mar
is
Day.
Mar Day. Yes.
Mar Day. But yeah, we can
You can ask me that next time
reiterate
as well.
that at the start of the next session if you
So,
want to. Emichu says thank you. Okay.
So good night, everybody.
Alright.
Bye bye.
Good night.
Bye bye.